Let's go to Jessica in San Antonio, where they have the Alamo, which is where they have Pee Wee Herman's basement. What's up?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, you?
I'm doing all right.
Excellent. Usually all right is code for not very great.
Well, I don't think I'd be calling if I was doing wonderful.
Fair. Well played. Okay, so what's up? How can I help?
Hey, okay. So my question is, should I marry my fiance?
I don't know. Should you?
Well,
hold on.
All right. So
Before you even tell me what's going on, the fact that you're calling me suggests that you probably don't think you should be.
Correct. Right. I kind of already, yes, I'm on that, I agree. Right.
Really? This could be the fastest call in the show history. All right, tell me what's up.
Okay. So there's really a lot to this, but I'll try to make it really short.
Okay.
So we have currently been dating for about 2 years, off and on, very tumultuous. He lived with me for a period of time. During that time, it was rocky. He moved out, got his own place, no problem, great.
What does tumultuous and rocky mean? Those are vague things. It can mean abuse. It can mean infidelity. It can mean chaos, stealing your money. What does that mean?
Well, chaos on my end and his. He's diagnosed schizophrenic,
okay.
And he was not on medication for a majority of the time that he was staying with me.
What was your chaos related to?
I have some paranoid issues as well. I was on medicine for like paranoia, depression, anxiety.
Okay. Do either of y'all use?
So yeah, that's what I'm getting to.
Okay.
So, no, I do not. Currently, I do not do anything.
Nothing.
Smoke, drink, nothing.
Okay.
Nothing whatsoever. Now, I did in the past. So I think that might have contributed to my mental problems.
What was your drug of choice?
Well, preferably I would smoke marijuana, but I also did dabble in party drugs such as like Molly. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Yes, very much so. Yeah.
Okay. And I think that the Molly, I really think contributed to my mental paranoia.
Yeah, can frazzle you out. So were you hallucinating? Were you seeing stuff?
Not seeing things, but very paranoid as far as like, oh, this person's following me.
Okay.
You know, my boyfriend's cheating on me. Just all of that.
Okay. So here we are. You're engaged. After all that, you look at each other and you say, we should get married. We should get married. And they're like, yep. Sounds genius.
Sounds great.
Y'all went to the IHOP and you were like, you're the one, right? Just leaned over the table. Right. All right. So you're engaged now.
Mm-hmm.
And then
so he's living on his own. He said, okay, we're engaged. I want to come clean.
Usually you come clean before, but hey, you know what? Here we are. We're here.
Right.
We're here.
Right.
Okay.
He says, I want to come clean. I used meth.
Okay.
I said, okay. I said, that makes a lot of sense. And he said, no, it was just one time. I used it when I moved out of your apartment, when I was moving my stuff out. That was the only time. However, before he moved out, I did go through his phone, and I found some messages from him to an unregistered number in his phone asking for a small amount, asking for a small amount.
Mm-hmm.
And I had confronted him about it, and I said, what's up? Are you using drugs? No. He said, no, I'm not. I was getting them for somebody else. Okay. And it made sense to me.
How could that possibly have made sense to you?
Because he has a very self-righteous attitude towards like my family and my family's addiction problem. He would talk negatively about my oldest brother.
The most. If you want to know what somebody is truly dealing with, like deep behind all their masks and their 7 layers of skin, You want to know what somebody's really struggling with? Find out what they're self-righteous about. Because that's where the dragon sits to cover up that wound inside. If someone's obsessed with your sexual activity, they're struggling. Someone's obsessed with, I can't believe addicts are, man, you know what I'm saying? So but I get it. So you think he's been using meth all along. There's some real some significant overlap and similarities in symptomology, right? In the way that someone who's methed out or someone who's struggling with schizophrenia presents to the world, right? Very, very similar overlaps.
Right, exactly. And then that's another reason why, like the symptoms that I saw that I could, that I would have just attributed to a drug problem, I, knowing his diagnosis, attributed it to just his mental disorder.
Gotcha. And let's be clear. He may have full-blown schizophrenia. If he does, meth is not helping that problem.
Right.
Right. Or he might not have schizophrenia at all. He might
just
be messed up and seeing things or experiencing things and have an unclear understanding of reality. Yeah. So here's my thought. The bigger problem is not that he's used drugs. Okay. I'm never going to tell somebody you should never marry somebody just because of things they've done in their past. I think that's a shallow, lame way to look at the world. But I do think there are some things to be cautious of, and I am much more concerned that there's deceit, there's dishonesty here. There is hiding and sneaking. He's sneaking around you. You're going through his phone without telling him. He's doing this. I just, the whole thing it feels like you are going to an amusement park and you're signing up for the ride that ends in a train wreck. That's what it feels like.
I agree.
But I will never, ever, ever tell you, unless there is abject abuse, to not get married. That's a choice you have to make.
Right. And if anybody who knows me knows that I will do what I want. That is, that's just the.
Then let me take him out of the room. You are not ready to get married. Because I'm serious. Because marriage is you walking to somebody else. This whole nonsense. Look, dude, I'm convinced with all my guts. The last 25 or 30 years, all of the marriage advice, if you will, if you want to call it that, was you have to be 100% whole before you can marry somebody. And what we have now is an entire generation of married individuals who are cohabitating their homes, or co-managing their marriages, or co-managing their children, they're co-managing their houses. And they are no more married. They're just glorified roommates who hook up less and less and less and less. And so as crazy as this sounds, the idea that, like, I'm just going to get what I want, then, dude, don't get married, because that's not marriage. Okay. Marriage is taking a knee and saying, I will dedicate my life to making sure you're elevated. And hopefully you marry somebody who has that same sentiment, and you both spend your lives bringing each other up. Right? So, yeah, dude, you're not ready. You're not ready to get married.
I just mean as in the fact of, like, no one's going to be able to tell me, don't do it. And if I'm not, if I don't agree with that statement, then I probably still would do it, even though I know it's a train wreck waiting to happen.
Oh, so if somebody says, "Hey, quick,"
not that I wouldn't be give myself to him fully and want the best for him and his needs and things like that, but I'm just saying, like, as far as, like, if someone were to tell me, no, don't do it, I'd probably, even if I know it's going to end badly, I probably still would.
So, like, practically speaking, stepping back, I would want to see, if you're my best buddy, you're my sister, I would want to see you two go to some premarital counseling that includes total truth telling. I would want to see a mutual commitment to sobriety. And that's not just like, yeah, that means that both of us are going to go to meetings every day for the next 60 days. I would want to see a mutual commitment to going after a period of 60 days of getting sober, going back to a psychiatrist, getting another mental health eval. And then if I do have schizophrenia, or if I have damaged myself neurologically through my drug use, and I now need support and resources to be able to be a functioning member of society, which is great. There's no problem in that. Then I'm going to get the meds that I need. I would want to see we are entering into this thing, both of us, with a plan on how we can best be whole and show up for one another.
Right.
And based on what
Agreed.
you've told me, that is a tall order.
Well, actually, no. Marriage counseling was in the plans as far as
But marriage counseling, you can't just go and talk about stuff. You have to go set out a plan, and then the execution of that plan is going to be the indicator that says, yes, we are both on a healing journey together, and we're going to do this. I think you can. Here's my bigger question. Less about does somebody use meth, more about what is so devastating inside the body of somebody that is using meth that this is helping them get through their day. Because dude, alcohol, weed, those things work. That's the deal. They work. Cocaine works. It helps pull your body away from trauma, from pain, from hurting. And it disassociates you from yourself and everybody else. It kills you over time. And so the question is not, why are you using drugs? The question is, what is going on inside of you that this is the best way your body's figured out how to cope? And that's what we're going to unwind in rehab. That's what we're going to unwind in AA. It's what we're going to unwind with a mental health professional. And then when we get all the trains back on the tracks, then we're talking, hey, let's start making long-term plans together. And man, I think you walk alongside each other in this. You clearly love this guy, and he loves you. I think y'all make a plan to walk together. But here's the deal. If you get married next weekend, I'll cheer you on. I'll want the best for you. I'll want it all to work out super, super great. I will never root against you. But if you were my friend or my sister, I would say, hey, let's slow the roll a little bit, and let's come up with a better plan. I wish you guys the best, Jessica. Thank you for your call.